From Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, this is the Adam Carolla Show. Adam's guest today, Tommy Lee. With Gina Grad on news, Bald Bryant on sound effects, and we'll talk to the founder of She Trucking, Sharae Moore. And now, he also had a blank notepad when testifying before Congress. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on it. Just get it on. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for sharing with a friend, right, Gina Grad?
That's right.
Handball, Brian.
Yeah.
Do we have a pick? Were we going to put that pick up, or is that not something we're going to do?
We were going to do it. I don't know where it's not coming up.
Okay. Do we also have Jake and the Fat Man to put on the hit parade as well? All right. Good news for you, Gina. I pulled the clip of Drew interrupting you so we can break down the game film. And we have to listen to how it works, because
this is how my self-esteem works. I'm the one who's being vindicated, and I'm too uncomfortable to hear this.
No, I get it. It's sort of like slipping and falling in a supermarket and everyone rushing around you. Are you okay? Yeah. It's like, please don't rush around me, please.
Yeah.
Right. So there's an element of that, but
like how you let oh God, his name just slipped my mind.
Eric Stromer.
You almost let him choke to death.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I did. I
don't want to embarrass him.
Be dead.
All right, baby, get ready for those boobs to hit the linoleum.
Here we go.
So this was from a day before yesterday, Monday, whenever the hell Drew was in here. Yesterday. And Gina started in as we were talking about Gavin Newsom, and I knew by her cadence and by her choice of words that she was going to end with a joke or a quip. And we'll listen to what Drew did.
It's not all bad news,
really?
Dr. Drew. I think you're being a little sullen because remember, wineries were allowed to open first. I don't think it has anything to do with
pot distributors, it's okay.
Gina,
right,
Gina, you just got what I got for 21 years of sitting next to Dr. Drew, because he doesn't know when you're coming with a joke. He doesn't know. So you go, well, it's not all bad news. And I go, okay, I know.
Do tell.
Turns out wineries were able to stay open first during the pandemic. And guess who owns not just wineries, pot dispensaries, blah, 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 blah.
Well,
she was getting to the punch.
I
Drew,
get it. I hear you.
So this is 20 years of this. I had to do this for 20 years. I go through it a lot. It's worse. I actually am better with it when it happens to me. I don't like witnessing it happening.
And you saw it in slow motion, I could tell.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Drew's interruptions that I feel about pedophilia. Like, I'd rather be molested when I was 9 than have to watch someone do it to someone else.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what
Given
I mean?
those two choices,
those are your only choices.
It's more uncomfortable because I'm experiencing it happening now in real time. I hear what you're getting at, and I also see Drew getting revved up over there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he asked for a primer, so maybe we should put a binder together.
I don't. The thing of
binder. He's very scholastic. Maybe he needs to read about it.
It's okay. It's just really. It's like taking. It's like what you have to do is you have to get a syringe filled with a fluid called being a human being, and then just inject it into them. Because I don't know how you can work rhythms out. You know, rhythm. Okay. It's sort of like you can dance or you can't dance, and if you can't dance, good luck with you on the dance floor. And the rhythm.
After all this time.
What?
After all the time, you'd figure that the rhythm would kind of settle itself.
Well. But let's just talk about rhythm. There's a human speaking rhythm. And when you're dealing with a guy like Jimmy Kimmel or many others, your favorites who've been on this show, comedians especially, they're in the rhythm business. And so it's like back and forth. And if you dance, if you hit it just right, you're not gonna run into each other with words and whatnot. And you go, okay, well, what about repetition? Well, if you have 2 left feet like Dr. Drew does in the verbal rhythm department, but let's just say you have no rhythm as a dancer. I don't know, would you be, you could learn the steps. I guess. But would you really ever be any good at it if you're just a bad dancer?
No, you'd be passable, I suppose, at best, but no, you never excel.
You never excel, and even, I don't know, even passing, I think a guy with natural ability would always just look better at the wedding. Speaking of that, Johnny Weir turned in an almost perfect score at Dancing with the
Good for
Stars.
you.
Yeah, he was 29 out of 30 last week or earlier in the week. So Weir turned in the best score of the night. I want to know what his odds. I wonder if his odds are still sliding around. Also, speaking of rhythm, we were talking about Jake and the Fat Man and William Conrad, fat actor's agent, calling him on the phone and explaining to him in an uncomfortable fashion that he would be playing the Fat Man in Jake and the Fat Man. And we talked about, I think I did that with somebody. It turns out it was Rob Riggle, right, Chris? Yeah, from 2.5, 3 years ago. And we thought it was funny, so Chris went and dug it up. So I think we're just going to replay that little comedy clip from the cop show version. There was one of those 80s shows called Jake and the Fat Man. William Conrad was getting to the end of his career, and he was a fat guy. So here it goes. Jake and the Fat Man, right?
Yeah.
That was a show.
Yeah.
William Conrad,
Yes.
I think was the actor.
I have a name, goddammit.
All gels.
It would have been a great pitch to him, who was probably fat, but also had a big ego. Hey, yeah, Marty, your agent. Yeah, what do we got? Jake and the Fat Man.
Don't
Detective
worry
Crime
about the title. Don't worry about the title.
Well,
Right?
I'm not worried about it. I could play a guy named Jake. Who are we getting to play the fat guy?
Well, hold on now. Let me backpedal a little bit.
Yeah,
All
go
right?
ahead.
They got a great actor for Jake. Jake.
Jake.
Oh,
sorry.
Jake. Oh, hey, we did our. We're doing a cross promotion for it, so I can get that LED. Wait, sorry. What did I say it was?
LTD.
LTD. Yeah. So who's playing fat guy?
Well, listen. Right now, they're looking at you, and I said, "Hey, what does that mean, guy?" And they were like, "No, it's not about." Anyway, bottom line. I'm just going to bottom line it for you. This is a dynamite opportunity. All right, so forget the title, forget the name. Just know that we're talking Emmys and money.
All right. So what you're saying, and like one of my favorite movies, it just came out last summer, Smoking the Bandit.
Sure.
Jerry Reed played the snowman.
Yes.
But it wasn't really a snowman.
That's exactly. You're reading. It's like you're reading my mind, man.
So you're saying I'm playing a fat man,
I'm saying
but
you're
I'm
going
not
to be
really a fat man.
Exactly.
Hold on, I can't hear while I'm chewing. My ear's closed.
That's okay.
Let me put
You've
this
got some sauce.
6-footer down.
You've got a little sauce, right?
How can you
know
tell
what,
we're
I'll
on
get
the
it.
phone? I guess you were just playing on.
I can hear it in the. I can hear it in the. It's rubbing on the receiver.
Down. Yeah. All right. So what were we saying?
Anyway, but yes, I'm saying that you.
They want me to put some weight
have the
on?
vision. If you don't mind, it could really help. It could really help what they're going for.
Well, I would describe myself as rotund now, but not obese.
Of course, that's how I describe you to everybody. I describe you as husky, but yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And listen, here's the good news.
Yeah.
I checked the pilot and I checked the script Bible. There's not going to be any running in it for you. Jake's going to do most of the footwork.
All right. On a separate but equal note, you know that variety show with Jeff Altman, Pink Lady and Jeff?
No.
Oh. Well, I told you last week with a teletype or something that I wanted to bang one of the Pink Lady.
Oh, right.
And he said we represented. You
Yes.
represented one of or both Pink
Yes.
Lady.
Yes.
How's that going?
Both. Dynamite. We're right on top of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to bang.
I didn't call you back on that? I thought I did. Hold on.
I remember I gave my list.
Ginger, did you not call? Did you not call on the Conrad on the Pink? I'm so sorry, Conrad. I am so sorry.
All right. Well, let me just follow up. We had Tennille from Captain Tennille.
Yes.
I don't know if they're married or that guy's a homo or
Not
like what's
married,
going on, but
not
I like
married.
to bang her. And
They
I know
flirt.
I think
They
we
flirt.
represent. Check into her.
Yep.
I got my list of people I want to bang.
Okay.
This pre-AIDS mid-coke, so
Not a problem. I'm writing this down. I'm writing this down, Conrad. We've got
Pink Lady.
Tennille.
We got Tennille.
The Pink Ladies, Tennille.
We got Marie, obviously.
Yes.
She's perennial.
Got it.
Been working on that for a while.
Right. Charo, I assume, is still on the list.
Charles on the list. Yeah, I want the younger daughter from One Day at a Time.
Got it.
Not the older.
Please.
Not the one with
you
the
don't have
weird
to
hair.
sit. Don't tell me about it. I got it. I know exactly. I'm not
Mackenzie,
talking
whatever.
Yeah. Not the scary one. The hot one.
Younger one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
younger
it.
one.
Shut that down.
Yeah, and that's it. Oh,
I hear she's dating some guitarist. Anyway, don't worry about it.
oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. Some rock and
Van
roller.
Rickenbacker or something? I think I know that band. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, just check into it because you represent these people.
You
and
bet I do.
Tell them we want to meet, like, for lunch.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some projects.
Yeah. We'll set up a lunch or we'll do a hot tub party.
Yeah, okay. Work that out. Thank you, and scene. Well, far be it for me to critique the producing here, Chris, but that was 80 seconds of Jake and the Fat Man talk and 3.5 minutes of who I'd like to bang in Hollywood talk. Still funny, but just I'd keep it to the Jake and the Fat Man thing,
Okay.
Although I have to say a standout moment was, do you know who Pink Lady and Jeff are? No, I don't. No, I told you about the list. And how's that going? Because you represent Dynamite.
It's good improv. And sadly, the gal from One Day at a Time with the guy in the rock band is Eddie Van Halen
That's
and
right.
Valerie Bertinelli.
Yeah.
So timely. Now, Chris, you're playing your cards right. You go, there's a Valerie Bertinelli reference I wanted to keep in the back of the thing.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's what I should have done.
All right. Johnny Weir on Dance with the Stars is minus 125.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. He started off, what do I got him at? Plus 350?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So he's down to minus 125. Is that
I know
true?
these things shuffle based upon, I assume, how they're performing that week or the week before, whatever. At one point, Caitlin Bristow was the favorite at minus whatever, and Johnny Weir was falling off, but he has regained and tightened his grip on the lead.
He's Caitlin Bristow's plus 175. So you bet Caitlin Bristow, you bet $100, you get back your 100. Let's see, you get 175 back. Is that true? Is that how that works?
That's right.
I'm always a little
Yeah,
screw
with
on
plus odds. Yeah, it's all based on a $100 bet.
Gina did a little
Yes.
singing in
my God.
in a movie. I don't know what the budget was on it, but
Next to nothing. That should have been the name of the movie.
I about jumped out of my Tommy John's because Chris goes, Chris, we ever find that picture of us, me and the split thing on the thing? Anyway, Chris goes, we'll put it up, we'll tweet it out or whatever. It's both of us sitting in the halls of Congress holding up the pad with nothing
The
on
same
it.
Blake notepad.
Yeah. Anyway,
Trailblazer.
Chris, I almost went all Larry Miller on Gina. Larry loves Gina, and so Chris goes, Gina sang, I think, for a spoof porn movie like back in the day. Did you hear about Gina in this spoof porn movie? And I go, no, and then he starts rolling the credit on it or the trailer on it. And there's a bunch of chicks with big tits and wigs pointing and stuff. And then he points at the screen. Like he starts pointing at the screen like, yeah, here or whatever. And I'm like, Gina's in a... He's pointing at the screen, but he's saying, listen to the music. Listen to the theme song that's playing at the beginning. But when he was pointing at the screen and there were like 3 chicks running around, I was like, oh my God, Gina's in a porn?
Yeah.
I got to call Larry Miller.
Spit out his coffee.
But... So what do we? Should we play? What is
so
this?
what happened
Set the
was
table.
we in Carolla
Go ahead,
Classics. We played a clip of Teresa saying that she had a friend who sang on a porn parody song, and then they played the clip. No mention of Gina at all, but a lot of listeners and Gio and myself were like, "That sounds an awful lot like Gina."
Mm-hmm.
So I had zero memory of this. I don't know if I was roofied during the session or whatever. I had zero memory of this ever happening. And then I think maybe Gio told me or somebody, and I asked Teresa and she's like, I don't think I remember that either. I'm like, I don't think it was me. And then I heard it and I was like, that's me. I definitely did that. And then the pieces started coming together. I'm not totally sure, but I think one time on the old podcast that Randy Wang and I used to do, by the way, married man now. He just got married over the weekend. Congratulations. A beautiful lady.
Oh.
Hold
And they're
on
very
one
happy.
second. Bald,
Hey,
let's pretend you heard a gay porn that I had scored several years ago.
Okay.
And you come to me with questions.
Sure.
And tell me if this would sound queer, pardon the pun.
Sure. Hey, Adam.
Right.
Looking forward to the show today, as always. Question for you, if you got a second. I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
I don't know even how I stumbled across it, but I was watching Taboo 18, and gosh darn it, if it didn't sound like your voice singing the theme song. Now, I know it's far-fetched, but I have to ask, it's my responsibility to the listeners.
No recollection of that.
Okay. Because it was during a very graphic scene, and you were addressing the scene almost in a way that, you were watching it while the music guys have the thing up on the big screen.
I think if I sung the theme for gay porn, I'd probably remember.
Well, that's funny because I didn't mention that it was a gay porn, but now you just said gay porn. Because the Taboo series started off incestuous, and then I guess it moved towards a more gay.
Yeah, we drove the arc that direction. No real recollection of singing about gay porn.
Okay, because again, you're talking about.
You know what? Now that you bring it up.
Okay, so it's dawning on you.
I may have sung a theme for a gay porn at one time. I might have. I have some little piece in my head. You know what I mean? Like some park you're not sure if your grandpa took you to when you were 4 or not, but you drive past it and there's a little
some memory.
Yeah, it's like that, except for it's 19 months ago and it's singing about a porn movie.
Do you remember anything specifically? I mean, these memories are obviously just coming back to you in real time, but do you remember the what you were watching or what the assignment was?
I think I took the Burl Ives song Silver and Gold, and I replaced it with Cock and Balls. Again, it's fuzzy, no real clear recollection of it. But hey, if you said I did it, I take your word for it.
It's funny you mentioned that because I've been humming that tune to myself all day since I saw this aforementioned scene, Cock and Balls.
Well, here's what I found about that scene and the theme. Humming it is fine because people think you like Burl Ives.
Sure,
but if you say cock and balls out loud, if you're walking down the street and you go la da da da, la da da da, fine, no problem.
That's pleasant.
If you actually go cock and balls, that's a head turner.
Okay. You've experienced this, or you're assuming that, I mean, it's safe to assume.
I'm now starting to cobble together some rough mosaic of possibly laying down some scratch tracks for porn movies. But anyway, again, Brian, you're the trivia guy. If you said I did it, I did it.
Again, it sounded like you. I can't say for sure, but it kept saying like, I don't know.
If you said it's me, it's probably me. And scene. All right, Gina.
Can I please defend myself?
Please.
I don't even remember recording this, so I'm assuming I did it at Randy's. I swear to God, we met some guy, I think at KLSX, that was a parody porn director. So it would make sense when we had him on that he approached me to do this. And isn't that a testament to a life well led by a young Gina, that I've done so much crazy shit? This doesn't even stand out.
But
this is not a standout moment for me.
Have you ever been to you, Gina?
Listen, I've been to Georgia and California and anywhere I could run. I took the hand of a rabbi man and we made love in the sun. I've been undressed by kings and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me.
She's had jizz in her hair and been fucked on a chair and blown a dude on a bus.
Cock and balls.
All right.
So anyway, I imagine we have the clip.
Let's hear this
sound like
Teresa said that Gina originally records as a scratch track, and they're going to get a better singer to do it, like a more official singer.
Right.
Not better, but then they liked it so much they just used the scratch track, which was Gina. So here we are.
Guessing it was low budget.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so happy that you're you.
The Golden Girls.
There's so much of you inside of me. I hope that part of me's inside of you too. Every time
So this is the trailer.
Good
I know
set
Gina's a
budget.
big fan of the Golden Girls
I
and the
am.
Golden Girls parody. This can't be coincidence. Did you have some hand in developing this?
Would that I did, Brian. But I imagine that's probably why I said, sure, no problem. And by the way, don't pay me.
I like the fact that it's a scratch
Drive a hard
track.
bargain.
I like the directors. Like, this is just a temp track. You get it. We're looking at obviously bigger talent to actually lay it down. We got to call into Sia now and Jewel. We're talking to Jewel's people. Like, every scratch is a scratch track on a porn movie. All right.
Yeah.
Good job.
And we
Yeah.
talked about it being nominated for an AVN award for Best Song. I looked up who won that year. It lost.
Who won?
It lost to a Glee parody to a song called Big Tushy Hose.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Glee. All right. Sharae Moore is on the line. Sharae Moore is a truck driving lady. And I got a couple of questions. Actually, she's teaching now, so she may be the new Debbie Dutzen.
Debbie Dukes?
Oh,
Do we pop her up? Hi, Sharae Moore.
Getting her audio.
Oh, we're getting our audio worked out. Yeah, we'll play a Debbie. It's like a best of hit show. Sharae, can you hear us yet? No.
She's
All right.
connecting.
Sharae's a truck driver. She's an entrepreneur. She's a teacher. And we'll get into more of that with her in a second.
There you go. She's on.
All right. So, Sharae, you were a nursing assistant before you became a trucker, right?
Yes.
And that seems like a pretty decent job. Why'd you get out of that to be a trucker?
Well, I didn't get out of it. Actually, I was a CNA for 8 years. And so actually my last client, rest in peace, had given me a newspaper article that said free CDL training. And so I actually pivoted into that, this new career after she passed. So,
Did you say CDL training?
yes, CDL, commercial driver's license. You have to go to school to learn how to drive a truck.
I know. I grew up. It's funny. I told these guys to pull my Debbie Dutzen truck driving academy commercial that I grew up with in the 70s and the 80s, watching this as a kid, because there was the Dutzen truck driving school out here in Los Angeles or Southern California, and Debbie Dutzen was the spokesperson. She was the daughter and a trucker, so there was a pioneer in the female truck driving business, and her name was Debbie Dutzen. Do you have that, Max Spada?
Do you want to make big money? Say goodbye to creditors, unemployment, and poor-paying jobs? Get out in a big rig and make big money.
I worked in a gas station. Then I got my Class 1 truck driver's license. I have never been out of work since. You can have your license in 1 week.
Dutzen driving schools are the best. Ask me. I'm Debbie Dutzen.
Slightly more production value than your porn movie, Gina, that you're in 10 minutes ago.
I was going to say, the voiceover artist there was, he was enthused.
Yeah,
Sharae, I don't do porn.
I would call him animated. Do you think after his first couple of takes, the director told him to bring it down
Dial
a
it
couple
down.
of dial
Bring
it down?
it back 50%.
Yes. Would you like to see the country and make good money driving an 18 wheeler?
Jim, we like you big, but not so big. I mean, that's why we hired you, Big Jim, the voiceover artist.
Okay, let me try another take. Would you like to see the country and make good money driving an 18-wheeler?
Someone got the fire extinguisher. Big Jim's lighting that place on fire.
All
Jim,
right,
dial
bring
it down another couple
Okay,
of
hold
degrees,
on.
please.
Let me take a hit off this ether rag. Would you like to see the country? I gotta use the bathroom. There's
That's
one
good.
of those that work.
I think we got it.
So, sorry, Sheree. Oh, Sheree, sorry. People must do that all the time. Sheree, how long would it take me to get my commercial driver's license from your truck driving academy?
So I am a CDL instructor at Chattanooga State Community College, and our program is 7 weeks.
And in 7 weeks, your students can be driving an 18-wheeler?
In 7 weeks, all of my students drive 18-wheelers, or they drive dump trucks as well, or whatever they choose to,
All I know from driving 18-wheelers is I've seen our president, do the thing where he's like screaming, like, ah, when he drives. Is that how you teach people to drive? I assume that's how it's done.
Yeah, so, and I currently have my own CDL permit, so I teach the permit class separate from the actual college.
Well, and just backing off of Brian's question, do you teach them the proper protocol when a school bus drives by and every kid wants them to toot the horn?
Absolutely.
Okay,
We have to.
I mean, it's expected and demanded of children that you toot the horn.
Absolutely. And not only children, grown people.
Are you serious?
Oh, no. Wind up beanies.
Are we still doing that?
Good old-fashioned Americana.
I didn't even know we were still up to that. I'm glad.
Before the age of tablets, that was the number one source of entertainment on road trips.
On the road, sure.
Yeah.
So now you're teaching. You're not driving anymore. I'll give the website out, by the way, because you're here representing truckertab.com. So these folks can in 7 weeks can be driving an 18-wheeler. And how do you make the most cash driving an 18-wheeler? Long hauls, short hauls? Like where's the real money in driving a big truck?
Well, starting off long haul, is however many miles that you drive based upon how much you're going to make. So now, if you're getting paid by the mile, of course, looking for that job that pays percentage will pay you more, and you can drive less miles.
So you want to get, but it's probably hard to get the percentage deals as a freshman, as a new student trucker, right?
Absolutely.
Is there any hot CB talk going on these days? Like, I got a Mountie and a bird in the air and microbuses and do we do that in this modern day of trucking?
Absolutely. Breaker 19.
Really? You're putting it out there. Okay. You ever hear the song CB Savage?
Oh boy.
No. That's before my time.
Yeah, I know. You're young. All right, let me give you a plug. She, by the way, you founded She Trucking, SHE, and you got a line of clothing and a Facebook's postings as well, so you can go check out shetrucking.com. And again, the Trucker Tab, everybody, at truckertab.com. Sharae Moore, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
If there's merch, I am 100% down. I am so excited to check out this She merch.
I would like to talk about the Trucker Tab because I don't
Trucker Tab. Yeah, go ahead.
What that is, and then we can't skip over my community.
No, we'll talk about it. No, I did a read for the Trucker Tab before we brought you on. That's why people listening will know what the Trucker Tab is. I did a spot for it, but you wouldn't have heard that spot, so that's why. But talk about the Trucker Tab. Go ahead.
Okay, so the Trucker Tab is a tool that, first of all, that we use and that was invented because a lot of the restaurants are not open on the road. And of course, you can't put an 18-wheeler just anywhere. So thank you to Red Cap for giving us the opportunity to feed so many drivers. And currently 3,000 drivers have been fed already. So I think it's just amazing that Red Cap took that step to be able to reach out to truckers. And for my She Trucking community, we have 10,000 women drivers in our Facebook community. So definitely join She Trucking Sisterhood.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Sheree. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And keep on trucking, man. All right.
You're talking.
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and do the news right after this.
Give me the news with Grad, news with Gina Grad, breaking viral, all those crazy truck tweets. Give me news with Gina Grad, trouble in the Middle East, celebrity drunk meltdowns. Need news with Gina Grad.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, I got a hot piece of audio for you. Hotter than Gina doing parody porn.
Not possible.
I promise I'm going to give it my best shot. So there is some audio that has gone viral in the past 24-ish hours. So the mayor of Anchorage, Alaska, on Monday admitted to an inappropriate messaging relationship.
Messaging.
Facebook or something?
You know, texting, DMs, that kind of thing.
WhatsApp.
With a local TV news anchor in Anchorage who lodged bizarre and unsubstantiated allegations against him. This is according to the New York Post. Mayor Ethan Berkowitz, and it's important that you know he's Jewish, and that'll come into play.
Well, everyone knows it's a cliche that the Jews run Alaska, but
right, we've been saying it forever.
They thrive in those cold cultures.
That's right.
Said in a statement, I apologize to the people of Anchorage for a major lapse in judgment I made several years ago when I had a consensual, inappropriate messaging relationship with reporter Maria Athens. Athens posted a video to her professional Facebook page last Friday alleging Berkowitz posted illicit photos of himself to underage girls. And we have that, but not before leaving this voicemail for the mayor.
Ethan, it's Maria Athens from Fox ABC CW Newsnet National Alaska. I just learned through my Emmy Award-winning journalism, you're also a pedophile and like little girls and children. And there's a website. I'm so fucking exposing you. I'm going to get an Emmy. So you either turn yourself in, kill yourself, or do what you need to do. I will personally kill you and Mara Kimmel, my goddamn self, you Jewish piece of living fucking shit. You have met your match, motherfucker. You have met your motherfucking match. I can't believe I am such a good person and thought I loved you. I don't even hate you. I will pray for your Zionist fucking ass, you piece of shit loser. And I'm putting this on the news tonight. Bye. Have a great Friday, you motherfucker.
It's funny, like the mayor returns from lunch, says to his secretary, any messages? It's more of a directive, but I guess.
A suggestion.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Oh, who was it? My ex went late on alimony.
Oh,
no.
Be so lucky.
Took a look. Well, it couldn't be worse than Sharon calling about the alimony, could it?
Does the name Maria Athens mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah. I used to beat off on my phone while I was texting her.
Okay, well, she's a little miffed, and you might want to lawyer up.
I got a bet. You say something about her muff?
No, she's a little miffed.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
that's
might wanna,
not sexy.
No, you might want to grab yourself an attorney.
Well, first off, that old codger, she's like 27.
Oh, codger, is that Jewish talk?
I don't.
Because that came up a few times.
She's an old lady. I don't have any interest in her.
Did you ever have any interest in her by chance? I'm trying to figure out what I can substantiate in her ramblings.
Yeah, I sent her a text every once in a while or something. But anyway, what'd she want?
Just out of curiosity, how low do you go in the age department with the ladies? Because that came up as well.
Second trimester.
Oh boy, she might be onto something.
And
you're going to want to lawyer up.
Thank you.
So she, you know what? I applaud her for setting goals and meeting them, because later that day, she. That was funny, Brian. Later that day, she sat in what looks like the control room, maybe the control booth of the newsroom, and maybe had some, I don't know, unsuspecting intern shoot this clip. Hot tease for the news that night.
She's pretty.
Hello there, Maria Athens from Fox ABC CW Newsnet National Alaska. Breaking news, according to reliable sources, Anchorage Mayor Ethan Berkowitz has his male genitalia posted on an underage girl's website. Coming up tonight, Fox 4 News at 9, ABC News at 10, CW News at 12:30, and Newsnet National for sure will cover this. You heard it here first.
She seems unhinged.
Are you sure?
She does.
Yeah, she
doesn't
has some
seem
crazy
well.
eyes.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, Nancy Grace.
Yes.
I think you should tell her to tone it down a little, because you're.
Look, I think she is hitting the perfect tone. She is measured. She is keeping a lid on her emotions. And I know when I see a woman who is doing her job to the best of her ability and just really keeping an even keel at him, I think she really hit the spot.
Yeah, Nancy, I think you're operating at such a loud tone that you're not hearing her tone.
I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I can't hear you, Adam, because I have not finished my point. You know, like Ms. Kamala Harris said, I'm speaking, Mr. Vice President. I'm speaking, Mr. Show Host. So let me finish my thought. Thank you. And I will tell you that I do have some very incriminating evidence on that mayor, that Zionist mayor, as Maria called him. And I cannot wait to break that story on my own show.
I'm not here to defend pedophiles, Nancy.
You sure sound like you are, Adam. I'm adding you to my list for the 6 o'clock news.
Look.
Mr. Ethan Berkowitz, Mr. Adam Carolla, 2 pedophiles. You heard it here first.
I had a Jewish grandfather, and I think she really crossed the line there with some of the slurs she called it.
You hear slur, I hear accurate reporting. Answer me this, Adam Carolla, is the man Jewish, yes or no?
He appears to be.
Okay, Berkowitz. I'm pretty sure that was accurate. That was not fraudulent. That was not slanderous.
Again, shouldn't we really vet this story, Nancy, before we run with it? I mean,
that is so something a man with something to hide would say.
Funny. And scene.
So she's pissed. And by the way, the unsubstantiated claims about the underage girls. She was, I'm sorry.
Go.
I forgot about the cherry on the cupcake. She was arrested later that day for punching her station manager, who she was also having a relationship with.
Wow.
Do you think he got a boner before he hit the ground? Hey, Chris,
saved him.
Punch in times here, or time for Tommy, sorry.
All right. Well, I just needed to get that story in, and I'm happy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was excellent. All right, let me hit Liquid IV here, and then we'll keep going with the news. Flu season. It is around the corner, man. Winter is approaching. You want to feel good. It's getting a little colder at night out in my house. I'm dunking myself in my swimming pool in the morning, and I can feel the difference. Take care of yourself, man. Hydrate, man. Liquid IV created hydration multiplier plus immune support. So you need that cutting edge blend of vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and Wellmune, a naturally sourced beta glucan proven to help strengthen your immune system, all in one convenient, single-serving little packet. I was flying the other day. I brought my packet with me. It was a 15-hour day. I put it in the bottle after the show and chugged it down. When you travel with these things, the time difference, sometimes you have a couple of cocktails at the airport. And good for working out and good for anything you do these days, especially with this COVID going around. You need to stay hydrated. So with every purchase, Liquid IV donates a serving to responders to COVID-19, hospitals, first responders, food banks, truckers. I added that, but they should be given to truckers as well. Veterans and active military, right, Dawson?
Liquid IV's new hydration multiplier plus immune support is available at Walmart or order online and get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code ADAM at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use promo code ADAM at liquidiv.com. Get better hydration today at liquidiv.com. Promo code ADAM.
All right, what else we got, Gina?
Well, just to keep the Office Meltdown bundled together, I wanted to pay off a story we talked about. I think maybe last week I told you about the gentleman who was arrested after smearing his semen all over his coworker's desk and keyboard and honey pot and tea and water bottle.
Does he work at the same Anchorage news outlet? Or is that a different?
Okay. The weatherman.
A different outlet. So just wanted to follow up on that. The 30-year-old man has been sentenced to 2.5 years in jail for smearing semen on all that stuff. And his name's Stephen Millen Castro. He must also register as a sex offender for the rest of his life. He was convicted on 2 counts of battery and 3 counts of assault by the Orange County Superior Court.
All right, let's keep with our role-playing theme in this show, all right? Gina, you're going to play that guy's mother.
Oh, look, I know where this is going.
You know where this is going.
Yeah.
I am going to play the father. We have been married for 41 years.
Uh-huh.
We're in our late 50s at this point. Oh, let's make ourselves as early 60s. That math will work out a little better. And what's this fella's name? Did we get this guy's name?
Stephen Millen Castro.
Steven. So, Brian.
Yes, sir.
You're going to play the part of his old Little League coach that we were very close with back in the day. And he was actually a pretty good Pony League player.
Sure.
And we are going to run into you at a Costco in Virginia, right? And
sounds good.
You're going to ask us about Steven. And we're going to say he's in
We'll have an answer
jail.
for ya.
Yeah. And then you're going to know why. And when Brian says why, Gina, you say arson, and I'll yell out vehicular manslaughter, and then we'll switch.
Yep.
All right, you ready? La da da da.
It's my Costco card.
Oh, I need some more
No,
crayons.
I'll have one of those cheese slices. Hey, the Millen Castros! I haven't seen you guys in years. Oh my gosh! Good, it's Coach Brian. Yeah, you remember me? Yeah.
Hi, Coach Brian.
I hit little Steven 1,000 fungos. He went from nothing to the best center fielder I ever coached.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this
Well.
Costco's got everything, doesn't it?
So big you can get lost.
So big.
And how?
Yeah.
Don't far be it for me to be rude. Little Steven, how's Steven the Slugger? How's Steven doing?
He's currently incarcerated. He's in jail right now.
What? Why?
Vehicular
Arson.
manslaughter. Arson.
Vehicular manslaughter. Yeah.
Oh, he burnt a car down with someone inside?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
I did not expect this out of today.
I know it sounds bad. It sounds bad, but you got to think about there's worse crimes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could
yeah.
You could take your spunk and rub it all over a coworker's desk, right?
Right?
I don't know. I mean, the first example, someone's dead, burned to death in their car, and the second example, someone just has to wipe down their monitor.
Well, I'm
Let's
saying,
put it this way: one's more shaming than the other.
yeah, he's not a weirdo. Is what I'm saying.
Right?
It's
He's
not
weird.
like
He's just a bad guy.
it's not like
Steven the Slugger.
It's not like he jacked off into a gym sock and then
No.
wiped it down like it was pledge on top of a coworker's cubicle. It's nothing.
And he definitely did not put it in her honey pot.
There's a few elements to this hypothetical that keep recurring. Coworker, jizz, wiping it down.
What are you talking about? We're not talking. No, vehicular
no.
manslaughter.
Hey,
Reminds me of a story I read in the news not too long ago
what?
about this
Oh,
weirdo.
those
Oh, Bob, you wanted to run
tabloids.
this thing?
There's an alien who's pregnant.
Oh God.
Hey, I'm going to get a couple of quiche squares on a toothpick. You guys down for two?
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Sure, yeah. Give
No,
me,
I'm good. I can get them.
Oh, okay.
You just continue the conversation. I'm just
I'd
going
like to get one of those 80-person sheet cakes in the back.
Yeah, no, just you keep talking. I'm going to just roll over to the
I'm gonna grab
Thanks,
80 pounds of meat.
and scene. All right, we almost pulled that one off.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What else do we got? Next story, Gina. Grab.
All right. Well, this is a public service announcement. This is going on right now, and it is about to go into full effect. Beginning October 19th, Encore at Wynn Las Vegas will alter its operating hours due to low demand. So they're not going to be open during the week. The resort closes noon Monday, reopens 2 p.m. Thursday. Because not enough people are coming in. The revenue stream's not going well. The poker room at Encore will temporarily move to Wynn Las Vegas beginning that day, operating 7 days a week there. The poker area will be located on the casino floor near the Wynn. So they are shuffling, no pun intended, everything around for this. By the way, crime has surged in Vegas during this, and it's being blamed on the bottom dollar room rates. So it's attracting people that might not normally, spend, $400 a night, but they'll spend 70. And there's fights in the hallways. There's shootings. It's getting really crazy in Vegas. So think twice if you're taking the kids.
I was watching the Tennessee Titans game the other night, and the crowd seemed like it was 30% full out in the stadium. Yeah, seemed sort of doable. It kind of looked like the crowd from a Tampa Bay Buccaneers game from the mid '70s. Like that, they were pretty sparse. That's all they could pull back then. Yeah, I don't know how Vegas is doing with the COVID. I don't. It's funny. I hear there's a lot of New York talk, Florida talk, Texas talk, Arizona talk, California talk, but not a lot of Nevada talk.
It sounds like they're willing to do whatever the market wants, and the market's not wanting.
Yeah, I don't know about in terms of the actual cases and deaths and whatever, but in terms of like offers that I get emailed and even mailed to me from Vegas hotels, they seem to want business quite badly.
Well, I guess I think Drew's been to Vegas a time or two. Like maybe it's a good time for those who want to fight the crowd, that want to break on the rooms and living it up.
If you live it up literally, if you just want to gamble, the shows are canceled. A lot of the restaurants are closed. They are starting to put shows back on the schedule tentatively. For probably the beginning of next year, but there's no entertainment right now unless you like shootings.
All right, let's. Go ahead.
Good. I was going to say what Gina alluded to, fights in the hallways and blah, blah, blah. It seems like you'd want to, if you wanted to go to Vegas, you want to avoid like the bargain basement places. But if you wanted to, get the Wynn experience or the whatever, the Bellagio experience for cheap, maybe this is the time.
This is so sweet. I get to shit so squarely on Brian's point. No, the fight happened at the Encore. One of these like famous hotel hallway brawls. Yeah. And they're the ones, you can literally get a very, very sweet for like $150 at these top-notch hotels. So there is no, this pandemic's the great equalizer when it comes to pricing.
Get the Dream Suite at the Palms, the basketball courts or whatever they have. Get that for like $500.
They were talking about that on KFI today, the Dream Suite, and it was for like $250 a night.
Really?
And then they raised it to like $400. So the problem was people who were getting that, from what I heard, were packing the rooms with like 30 people and partying and destroying the place.
They should have had the NBA bubble there.
Yeah,
that would have been
the Dream Suite.
Yeah, you just order room service. Everyone stays in the suite. You know what I mean? Yeah, we went there. I think Jimmy's 40th birthday. Yeah, Jimmy's 40th birthday was there. Let me do some math on Jimmy's 40th. Yeah, Jimmy's 40th birthday was there. Yeah.
At the Palm?
In the Dream, whatever the Dream Suite. Yeah. Nice. It was cool. Yeah, play basketball. You don't play basketball drunk and in slacks enough. You know what I mean? You rarely do. All right, Gina, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad.
That was the news with Gina Grad.
Last but not least, I'll tell you about Geico. Want to banish the high rates on car insurance? Switch to Geico during Geico-ween. Folks at Geico have been working hard to save you money and lower those rates, and it's easy to switch to Geico. So you can get a quote today at geico.com and see just how much money you could be saving. Car insurance, motorcycle, vans, RVs, you save it all at Geico. That's at geico.com. All right, I'm going to do a one-on-one with the great drummer Tommy Lee, and we'll be back with him right after this. By the way, Andro's a new album. It's out tomorrow as you hear this. Good to see you, Tommy Lee.
Good to see you too, my man. How are you? It's a long time.
I know. It's been a while. I saw you at the Canyon Club. Where's it? The Canyon Club we're at? I'm trying to think where we're at.
I think that was
Or was that where the shooting was? I can't remember, but I saw you at a club and I saw your beautiful wife when she was, where was it?
I think it was Canyon. Was it Canyon Club?
I think it was a Canyon Club. And I saw you backstage. You licked my face.
That's
I remember
right.
that.
That's
and
right.
I interviewed your beautiful wife as well on this podcast, Brittany, and I had some homework for her to do, and I don't know if she did it. She said she has a little anxiety. She said she has a little attention deficit disorder. She got some stuff going on. And I said, dunk yourself in your freezing swimming pool every single morning. every morning when you get up, go right to that swimming pool and dunk yourself, and it will fix what ails you.
I gotta remind her of that.
She didn't do it, did she?
No.
No.
But she could easily.
She could, and she would look.
Because there's literally right outside the bedroom, it would be maybe 5 steps away, plunk, right in.
I'm telling you, it would do wonders, and tell her I'm devastated that she hasn't been doing it.
Okay, I'm telling, baby!
So, Tommy, how you been doing?
Man, I've been doing awesome, man. Really, really awesome. I'm finally pumped. I worked like a year and a half on this record. I'm so pumped. It's finally coming out. And I'm good, man. Other than this crazy pandemic shit that's going on, for a guy that doesn't leave his house that much, it's not that much different.
I always use you as an example when people talk to me about comedy. They go like, when did you get into comedy? Or when did you know you were funny? Or when did you want to do comedy? And I always tell these people, I would always go, Tommy Lee told me once, when I said to him, how'd you get into drumming? He's like, when I was 5, I'd bang on pots and pans. That's just what you did. I mean, if you stand back and look at a kid, you'll see what they want to do. And you start making jokes when you're 5 years old. Like it's in you, but it was so pure. You being a drummer, if we would have seen you at age 5, you would have been banging on pots and pans, right?
Totally. Cardboard boxes, anything that didn't move. Anything, even people that moved.
You got a set of drumsticks first when you were like 4 or 5, but you didn't get a proper drum kit till several years later, right?
Yeah. Until then, or I got the very first thing I got. I kind of got it in pieces. I got a snare drum, and I mean that's good for a couple of minutes. Just and it doesn't really do anything else than that. So that was cool though. But I eventually got a kit, and then away I went.
So obviously it's like in your DNA. You're just born to drum, right?
Pretty much. Like you're born to make people laugh.
But where did your family? Except for when you were 18 or 19, you joined Motley Crue. And when I was 18 or 19, I joined a construction crew and dug ditches. And then you spent the next decade traveling the world and fucking, and I spent the next decade sleeping on a futon with a roommate in North Hollywood. That's where we parted our ways.
I was fucking and you were getting fucked.
Yes. How old were you when you formed Motley Crue?
Dude, we got a record deal. And I was 17. Jesus. And I remember like my parents freaking out, going like, I'm out. They're like, no. You only have a few months left and you'll graduate high school. What if this music thing doesn't work out? And I'm like, oh no, it's going to work out. I'm out of here. And thank God it worked out, because everything from then on was cool. But I remember my parents were so not cool with it. They were just so bummed that I bailed my senior year.
Well, your dad was an Army sergeant, right?
Yeah.
So he was a disciplinarian and a straight cut guy?
Not really. Like he didn't kind of bring that into the house. I mean, he was stern and shit, but like he wasn't like, militant, if anything, because he was also a mechanic, I feel like I was like my dad's like fun project, because I was starting to get into a band and he was out in the backyard building me literally a pyrotechnics show. Like we were in my backyard and I'll never forget the neighbors going, what the fuck is going on? My dad had like cut off metal pipe and run wires up these blocks and wrapped another little filament piece of wire around this, pour some gunpowder in. He'd be like, stand back, and hit the switch. Boom! Like, my dad was awesome, dude. It's all his fault.
God, what a fucking dad.
Dude, he ruled.
And It's, famously, you're in the whole drum kit cage spinning around upside down. Do you think that was in your head? Do you think that was your dad's DNA running through you, or the origins of that?
For sure, the mechanic part of him is definitely in me, and because I was always thinking, okay, how do I take this to a whole nother level? I know there's a way, and no is not an option. So yeah, from all the different kinds of different roller coasters that I built to this final one, that was absolutely insane. Definitely father induced.
Is your dad still alive?
No, he's not, unfortunately. But I had that moment, buddy, and maybe you'll relate to this. I had that, like I was telling you earlier, that flashback of going I'm out of here, and they were bummed that I left school, left home, got a recording contract. And that one day it happened. We're playing at the Forum, and we were opening up for Ozzy Osbourne. And I'll never forget, when the big lights go on and they light up the whole crowd, the big blinder lights. Mm-hmm. Well, I look out and I'm playing, and I look out and I look straight out to the soundboard, and I see both my mom and dad. And at that moment, I'll never forget it. You could smoke in the arena then. I remember my dad with a cigar looking around at 18,000 people going, fuck, he said he got it. I guess he got it. I don't know that that's what he said, but the look on his face was like, holy shit. He was right. He did what he was going to fucking say he said he was going to do. What a moment.
Oh, and I love the fact that was, 30 years ago and it's plus, and it's just seared into your memory, right?
Never forget it, man.
There is something insanely satisfying about telling someone you're going to do something that's low percentage, be a rock star, climb Mount Kilimanjaro, whatever, walk to San Diego, and then doing it. You know what I mean? Like when you do it and you tell that person, guess what I did, or let them experience you doing it with your parents. So thank God your dad was alive long enough to experience that, right?
Yes, I'm so glad that they got to see that. Both they're both gone now, but they both got to see it, and that I just I don't know, man. It's cemented into my brain forever, and it's at the end of the day, we all want to make our parents proud, right? I mean,
yeah.
You're like, yeah.
I don't like my parents as much as you like your parents. But were your parents, through this whole arc of Motley Crue and Tommy Lee, they're super excited at some point. At another point, maybe they get worried because the partying is so insane and everything's so out of hand?
For sure. I can't even tell you how many times my mom would just, not so much my dad, he was pretty quiet about that. But my mom would always be like, every time, she'd be like, oh my God, Tommy, and you and she's super Greek, dude, Greek as you can be. She'd be like, Tommy, you drink too much. Every time I'd see her, she'd be like, another tattoo. When are you going to stop? She did not get that whole party tattooed, and calling every single time I changed my name a lot, like my alias name in a hotel room. Mm-hmm. My mom would be terrified. She'd be like, Tom, why do I have to call up and ask for Peter Gozinia?
Peter Gozinia.
She just hated all that shit. She didn't know what the fuck. So European that she just didn't get it, and she was terrified of it.
It's funny. So if you're famous and you travel, you got to give a fake name at the hotel, because at least back then, people just find out what room you're in. When I used to travel early in my career and give a fake name, the fake name I would use was Jimmy Kimmel.
No way, dude.
Because I knew Jimmy well, but no one else knew Jimmy. and I liked Jimmy, and he was just doing local radio. So I'm going to Chicago. No one knows who Jimmy Kimmel is in Chicago, and I wanted a name that I would remember. Like I wanted a name that so if somebody said, no, it's in Mr. Kimmel's room, I would go, huh? Like you forget your own fake name. So I used to use Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, is there ever been an instance where somebody used a fake name and then that fake name became hugely popular, and now he probably uses Adam Carolla when he travels so he doesn't get bothered?
That'd be awesome if he did. Yeah, I don't know. Has one of those become?
Well, we'll never know. But it's funny that I used to use his fake name. So
that is cool.
The movie, obviously, Netflix biopic, The Dirt, was huge in 2019. I can't remember if I talked to you about how accurate you thought that was, or how reliable you thought it was, or if you thought it was good.
Yeah, dude. The cast did an amazing job, and Jeff Tremaine, the director, still to this day, I'm baffled at how authentic and real, and how he got that much drama and that many years smashed into an hour and 40 minutes or something. I don't even know how that's possible, but he did it without it being all over the place, and it made sense. And I guess I should have taken his word for it. I remember Nikki and I were interviewing different directors, and we were kind of like, Jeff Tremaine, I don't know, like this isn't like a Jackass film. Like this is a journey of four fucking maniacs that, blah, blah, blah. And we're just not sure about him. And he's like, dudes, there is nobody else on this planet that can make this movie. I swear to you, I'm the guy. I'm going to bring everybody right back to that time period. And I want people to feel what it was like, because it will never be like that again. And that's my job, is I'm going to bring everybody right there. And he did it, dude. He did what he said. And all of us couldn't be happier with it. It was insane.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Everyone thought it was great. For you,
like the opening scene?
Yeah, the whole thing is fucking nuts. But is there? I mean, a lot of it. Look, you guys traveled, you drank, you partied, drugs. The memories get a little fuzzy. Obviously,
Sure.
We've all been there. For you, is it a weird kind of an almanac of your partying Motley Crue days? Like, I mean, in a weird way, it's kind of oh, that happened, but I forgot that happened because I was wasted. But here is a representation of that, the time we did this.
Yeah, absolutely. And because the movie was taken from the book. And in the book, we all did our interviews with the writer at separate times. And that's exactly what happened, because I'd be reading something Nikki said, and I was like, oh shit, that's right. And that would spawn another memory, because we all kind of have to remind each other of what the fuck happened, because yes, it was a massive blur. And so yes, that happened a lot. And the movie is like that as well.
How's Nikki doing?
He's doing good, man. He's doing great. He actually just said bye-bye to LA and moved to like Wyoming, which it was funny because he called me up and he's like, once the stadium tour for this June we were supposed to do got postponed to next June, he goes, dude, I'm gonna go to going to Jackson Hole, man. I'm just gonna rent a house for like 4 months and go fishing and just dick around and do whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He calls me literally maybe a week and a half into his house rental and goes, dude, I bought a house here. I was like, what?
Wow.
He goes, I'm out. I'm bailing from LA. So him, along with a bunch of other my pals, have everybody's slowly trickling out of here.
How much of that? So I'm a native, and you're basically a native. You came here from Greece when you were 1, right?
Yeah.
So
basically,
there's a lot of guys I know who are leaving, and there's natives who are leaving. It's weird for me because, when you grow up in California and you grow up in LA, you just don't think there's any other place. You just feel like it's all here. And it almost feels weird when you hear about people living in one of the Carolinas or something.
Yeah.
But now I can't. Now as the state, gets more homeless and taxes go up, everyone is now considering it. But I don't know if it's, and I feel like it's an age thing. Maybe you, me, and Nikki's days of going out to the clubs, maybe that's over. Maybe Wyoming doesn't have such a great nightlife, but maybe we're done with the nightlife.
Yeah, maybe it's just perfect for right now. You're probably right.
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of still like I still like that stuff. He's older than me, so.
So Motley Crue had a stadium tour worked out that was canceled because of the whole COVID thing. Who were you guys going to take out, or was it going to be more than one band?
It was Motley Crue and Def Leppard. We were going to kind of flip-flop the headlining spot. And Joan Jett, who I love. Gosh, that's going to be fun. And Poison, and one other band I think just got added at the last minute, but that was I don't know if that's still going to happen, but that was the lineup there: Motley, Def Leppard, Joan Jett.
So how does the process of getting in shape, not physical shape, but getting in shape from a musical standpoint to go out and do a tour like that? Does it all come back real fast for the band, or did you guys got to really carve out some time to get tight?
Well, everybody's a little bit different. But yeah, it takes some time, man, to dust it off. And you would think that it wouldn't, because how many fucking times have we played these songs? I could play them drunk off my ass, blindfolded. So some people take a little longer to blow out to dust it off, and others take not that much time at all. So it's different for everyone, man. But regardless, it needs to be done as a group to get everybody kind of back in the vibe.
What when you were partying the hardest, were you playing inebriated, intoxicated, altered on a nightly basis? A little bit, a lot? Like, it feels like drumming is so visceral and so almost mechanical that your brain could be you could be blottoed and your hands would just keep. I mean, it's the way, people's people black out and still getting pretty good street fights. You know what I mean? Like their brain's not even there, but their body's there. You know, and I feel like playing those drums for as long as you played those drums and playing those songs as many times as you played those songs. Yeah. So I go out and I do an hour of stand-up. So I'll have a shot sometimes, a beer, whatever. But I can't have 5 beers and go out there because I'm trying to keep this whole monologue worked out in my head, and I will fuck it up.
Yes. I hear you, and it's the same way for me. Yeah, I'll have a couple drinks, and that's pretty much it. And maybe throughout the show, but drums. And you're right, yes, very physical, and it sometimes can be robotic, like your body just does what it's supposed to do. But if you're hammered, the drummer especially, he's the guy, he's the backbone, he's the rhythm, he's the tempo. And if he's back there shitty and slowing down and speeding up and kind of all over the place, well, that's what the rest of the band's going to do, because that really is the heartbeat. And so if anybody's got to keep it together, that dude has to. More so than, you could kind of sing probably and slur a few words and get away with that a lot easier than fucking up drum beats because that's what people are moving to, you know?
So you would have a couple of cocktails, but you would never do it ripped.
No, I have done it ripped, but that doesn't work. And so once you find what works and what relaxes you a little bit, just and get you in the spirit, then that's kind of what I would stick with.
Did you have a drug of choice, or was it just alcohol?
No, I kind of played around with a little bit of everything, but I always looked forward to, like, during the last song, knowing that the show's over and you're playing, like, usually it was like Kickstart My Heart, which was like a pretty fast raging song. My drum tech would just fill up like a Corona beer cap, just pile it up with a bunch of blow. And while I was playing, I just turned back and nobody could see. And you just jam the beer cap up in my face. And for the rest of the song, and be like, ah! So you're like on the way out. Yeah. But I dabbled with all kinds of shit, you know?
And, I guess you don't have the alcoholic gene. I mean, you don't get going with stuff, spin out of control and bottom out like a lot of people do. You're able to just sort of maintain.
No, I do have that, and I'm currently probably is it 2 weeks, week and a half away from being clean for a year.
Oh, really?
So yeah, dude, I'm one of those guys that, like, I'll run it till the fucking wheels fall off, and then I'll quit. And I quit for 4 years a couple of years ago, and then I'll drink, and then I'll stop. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I have. I don't want to sound like I'm in denial, but I feel like I have some sort of control over. Okay, dude, time to pump the brakes. That's enough for now. I've been lucky enough to realize certain things, like heroin, for instance. Fuck, that drug is absolutely fucking incredible. And I realized that, and I'm like, ooh, that is way too good, and that will fuck me up. And I just, able to just completely stay away from that, So I don't know. I feel like I've got my finger on the pulse as far as it goes when it comes to when it's too much, it's too much, dude. Let's go. Fucking pump the brakes. Let's go.
We need to, let me hit a quick.
But I do like to drink, my man.
Yes.
I really do enjoy it. That's a fact.
That makes two of us. I'm sort of like, things I like to do that are bad for me, I try not to overdo them because I don't want to have to stop.
Exactly. I know. Somehow you have more control than I do because I do have to stop, but fuck.
All right, let me hit LifeLock, and then we'll do some more with Tommy Lee. The pandemic has led to a huge increase in unemployment claims. Sadly, con artists have filed tens of thousands of fraudulent claims using consumers' identities. The FTC has moved identity theft to the #1 spot for fraud in America. It's important to understand how cybercrime and identity theft are affecting our lives every day. We put our info out and up on the internet, and it puts you at risk. You can miss certain threats by just monitoring your credit alone. Good thing there's LifeLock. LifeLock detects a wide range of identity threats, like your social security number for sale on the dark web. If they detect it, they'll send you an alert, right, Dawson?
Know your all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. LifeLock can see threats you might miss on your own. Join now and save up to 25% off your first year by using promo code Adam. Call 1-800-LifeLock or head to LifeLock.com. Use promo code Adam for 25% off.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with part 2 with the great Tommy Lee right after this.
The Adam Carolla Show presents Tommy Lee's birthday cocktail party for October 3rd. Let's see who's invited. Let's do the twist. Chubby Checker is here. So is Fleetwood Mac guitarist Lindsey Buckingham. American blues singer Keb Mo. Pride and Joy Stevie Ray Vaughan. Al Sharpton is here. Soap opera star and the pop singer of All I Need, Jack Wagner. Craig Proops. Golfer Fred Couples. No doubt, Gwen Stefani is here. So is Garrett G. Love Dutton. And Nev Campbell. And Sean William Scott. Tommy Lee is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Andro, name of the new album, and it's available wherever you get music starting tomorrow as you hear this. TommyLee.com is where you go. So, Tommy, let's see. How's your family doing? How are your kids doing? How's the relationships doing? I know it's been a little turbulent at times, but I feel like you guys are on a good road now.
Yeah, man, things are really cool. Yeah, we have, like any family, has turbulence. Both my boys are doing great. It's a really, really great time right now. There's really no complaints. Everybody's cool. Everybody's doing well, professionally and personally. So shit's good, my man. Shit's good.
I remember when I met you doing Loveline at Westwood One in Culver City about 1 million years ago.
Yeah.
And I was a car guy, but I wasn't really making any money. And you told me you had a Ferrari Testarossa, I think.
Yeah.
And and I have a vague recollection of you stalling it on like Coldwater Canyon and walking home or something like that. There was crashing it or something. But
crash it, yeah.
You had a Ferrari Testarossa. I think you crashed it on Coldwater Canyon. And then I said to you, being a car fan and enthusiast, I go, "Oh, what year's your Testarossa?" And you go, "I don't know." And I thought, that's rock and roll. He doesn't know the year of his Ferrari.
It was brand new. I should have just said, I don't know, new.
So did you crash it on Coldwater? Was that the story?
I did. I'm sure you're familiar with, on the Hollywood side, when you get onto Coldwater, it's like 2 lanes and then it merges to 1 around that first turn.
Mm-hmm.
Familiar with that? Where kind of bottlenecks?
Right.
Well, right before the bottleneck, this dude, and I don't even remember, some fucking, probably a Corvette or something like that, starts doing the thing. And I was like, okay, fucking, I just go and I smoke him. And I hit that first turn and I was like, okay, all good. Then the second turn, somebody's fucking sprinkler had broken open. So there was this big path of water coming across Coldwater. Well, I'm in a turn and the car hits water and just, it goes sideways. I try to correct, goes sideways again, then boom. And I don't know if you know about those early curves going up Coldwater, they're high, dude.
Yeah.
So basically the whole right, the passenger side folded, both tires in, smashed, just annihilated, just totaled the car. The whole right side of the car, folded the wheels under. It was a nightmare because of some water.
Well, kind of because you're driving like an asshole. I don't know if I'd blame it all on the water.
That too.
What, as I think about you and your travels, you're either in a Testarossa or with Motley Crue. You're lucky to be alive if you really think about it.
I pinch myself on a daily basis, buddy.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, think about all the traveling that you do, whether it's flying, driving, cars, planes, trains, automobiles, whatever it is, or just walking down the street, not getting hit by a fucking bus. I pinch myself all the time. Our odds are much higher than, let's say, a normal person, I guess, who would drive,
Well, you circumnavigated the globe in private planes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys played like at the height of Motley Crue, how were you guys traveling? Like how and what and when it was at its biggest and its most out of control from a cost standpoint, what was the schedule like? I mean, you'd get your tour dates, right? And then what?
Get the tour dates, rehearse, and then all the equipment would get trucked to the first venue, go to the first arena, set up there and rehearse there, doing sort of pre-production stuff, getting the show all together, and then boom, you do that first night and then you're off. And that typically would be, I tell people this all the time, Adam, I'm a man who has been everywhere and seen nothing. Literally, I've seen every arena on the planet, pretty much every hotel. But if you were to ask me something about Boise, Idaho's, City Hall or some river that runs through some place, I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're literally in the back of a limo in a hotel room on a private jet. Yep. I know it's bizarre. I've lived a little of that, and it feels like such a waste because I don't know why. I always think about like the early settlers that killed themselves on a 3-week journey on a mule to get to the place I got, and I'm like, I'm pissed off because there's no Popeye's chicken, so I go back to my hotel room and beat off and go to bed.
Oh my God.
So, I know. And so you guys, would you have a tour bus back then, or would you do the private thing, or would you kind of toggle back and forth?
We'd go back and forth. And sort of, I mean, we had our own plane. It was a G2, a G1 and a G2. And then certain times it would be easier just to bus everyone has their own bus. And I think at the end of the day, we finally ended up, we never went back to a plane. Everyone really digs being on their own bus. I mean, it's so much bigger than an airplane. It's got all the creature comforts. And it seems like it's safer, although it can be pretty scary driving on icy roads when you're asleep at night and you're back in your bed and you can feel the bus sliding around on the road. You're like, are we going to be all right?
Did everyone have their own bus?
Yeah. Yeah.
And would you, at the end of the tour, would you whack up the money 4 ways?
Yeah.
And we got a little feedback going on. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. So you'd whack up. How much money could you make at the end of a tour when you whacked it up 4 ways?
Millions.
Was there? It's millions of dollars, right?
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, some of those stadiums, you're selling 50,000 tickets, right?
Yep.
And I don't know, bigger in Brazil or some European soccer stadiums and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah.
And 50,000 people times, I don't know, $40 a ticket or whatever it is. It starts to add up. But and then would you literally just whack it up at the end?
Yeah, pretty much. That would be it, or as of the last several years, a lot of times you'll get paid in advance of a tour, knowing that it's going to be sold out, or how or what the deal is. The promoter will pay you in advance for the tour,
right?
And then you go out and play the shows, and there's no money to be divided up at the end because it's already been paid to you.
I have a insensitive question about the Pam Anderson tape you guys did all those many years ago.
Oh Lord, still?
Meant with no disrespect. I could never figure out how it got stolen from your house. I know the story was a construction guy broke into the safe or stole the safe, but I don't know. See, here's why I'm asking. Because I don't know any of the Kardashians. But like when every time I go, Kim Kardashian had that sex tape, someone goes, "Oh, she was in on that. Her mom brokered the deal, blah, blah, blah." And I can never wrap my mind around it. And then everyone always goes, "Oh no, those sex tapes, they sell them, they broker them, they do it. That's how they do it. It's like a money-making device." And I always go, "No, nobody wants their sex tape out there." But after all these years, maybe I can get some clarity with you.
Yeah, maybe what's the Kardashians' mom's name?
Oh God. It's got
Chris.
Yeah, start with a K. Yeah.
Is it Chris?
Kris Kardashian.
Okay. Yeah.
Kristen Jenner. Sorry.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah. Maybe she read somewhere because I remember it being reported in like the fucking New York Times or Wall Street Journal, or that's what it was. That tape of Pamela and I had grossed $77 million. Maybe she read that somewhere and said, being the businesswoman that she is, probably went, "Fuck, why don't we just fucking broker this thing and do it proper?"
Did you get any of that $77 million? Zero,
my man, zero. We tried fighting its release, and I'll never forget the judge ruling or deeming it newsworthy. And we were like, what? How is that somebody's vacation tape?
So somebody literally stole the tape from a safe in your house when your house was under construction?
Yeah. There was an electrician on the job who, electrician by day, porno star by night, knew that we had locked up all of our valuables in a safe that was carpeted behind a wall. Like you wouldn't know it's there. And nobody knew it was there except the general contractor. And I don't know how the electrician found out about it, but they found out about it, and they didn't just steal the tape. They took the entire safe, guns, jewelry, cameras, videotapes, ammunition. There was a big size of a refrigerator. I mean, empty, it's 500 pounds. So this thing is packed with shit. And so I still don't know how they even got it out of there.
Sorry. Yeah. How do you get it? Well, I guess they're construction crew. They're probably pretty good at it.
Yeah. Bringing the forklift and see ya.
So the house is under construction. All the stuff, all the valuables are in the safe in the garage, sort of hidden because the house is under construction. You guys aren't living at the house at the time?
No, we were not living there at the time. And as a matter of fact, we were living in London at a hotel for a while. And so we were gone.
So when you heard the whole safe was stolen, was your first thought like, shit, we got our vacation porn movie in there?
Here's the deal. Here's how we found out, because even I had forgotten all that stuff was locked up. We were back in the house, and I'll never forget this. I'm sitting in the kitchen, and my son Brandon was born. He was little, probably maybe 2 years old. And there was a television, in the kitchen. And I remember hearing Tommy and Pamela. I hear the name, and I look over, and I see it's on the news. I see this dude stalking. It must have been Tower Records and Video. I think it was Tower, stalking the videotape.
Stocking them on the shelves.
Yes. And I was just like, what? We flipped the fuck out. We were standing there, we're watching it on the news for the first time. And then I'm thinking, how the fuck? I fucking run downstairs. The safe is gone. they made it look like it never moved. So I just didn't even pay attention to it. And that's how I found out. I found out about it on the news.
So the safe was sort of hidden behind a carpet. So obviously when they stole the safe and put the carpet back, you thought it was still in the garage.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely insane that you were standing in your kitchen watching them stock VHS tapes with your name on it and your wife's name at a fucking Tower Record. It had to be surreal at the beginning. And then at a certain point when you came down there and the safe was gone, it must have just hit you like a ton of lead.
Yeah, freaked out, calling our lawyers, trying to get it taken off the shelf, trying to get it stopped, just trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Hey, dude, it was insane.
How long? So you guys were in Paris, you're in Europe, and they're doing the remod. They steal the safe. How long from the time they steal the safe to the time you see the news story?
I don't know exactly when the safe was stolen, like I said, so I don't know what that time would be. It couldn't have been that long because we were only in London for like the holidays. It was like around Christmas through New Year's and then back home. So, God, maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Did they ever prosecute the guys who stole the tape? I mean, the guy was an electrician, porn star at night. So obviously you're familiar with some of the people that may have been involved.
Yes. They went, his name was Randy. They went after him and he was like, hey, he claimed he didn't sell it. He gave it to somebody else who sold it to Vivid. And then whoever that guy was fled the country, nowhere to be found. It just fizzled out, and nobody was responsible for anything. And Vivid apparently, the judge deemed it newsworthy and was able to release it. But the hands that it passed to get there, those guys are all gone.
It's insane that they judge it newsworthy when it's stolen property, personal property from your house.
That's what we couldn't figure out. We were like, how is that even possible?
Well, then, and also all this commerce. I mean, $70 million and you don't get a red fucking cent.
I know, dude. It's crazy.
Now, was Pam freaked out because, like, you're nuts? And so the world found out you have a huge wang. Like, what's the big deal? You know what I mean? No harm, no foul for you. But for a woman, it's different for a woman. It's more of a crime. I would say that.
Yeah, that's got to be different for a girl for sure. And it's not like it was a straight up. Well, I mean, it's not like it was a porno, like we made a porno. It was a vacation tape. Like, it's shit that you do on your vacation and everybody else that's probably listening has done on vacation. Hey, babe. But from skinny dipping to, I don't know, to fucking to doing all just the shit that married couples do.
No, I get it. I took a weird moral stand on this tape because I've never seen it, because when I was doing Loveline, and I remember when this went down, I don't know, 99, 98. I'm trying to think of when the hell this went down. Sounds right. I remember thinking they stole this tape from this dude's house, like a personal tape. Like this is a personal item stolen in 95. Oh, it was early. And they never compensated him for it, and no one's been arrested. And I'm going to be a conscientious objector. I cannot beat off to this tape. I'm not even going to look at it. And I never have. But I do remember when I was traveling in Washington, D.C. or something, back when you turn on the TV in the hotel room and they had like the naughty stuff. that was on the TV I was like at a Hilton. You know what I mean? It wasn't a motel. Like it was a regular chain, big time. Like for $14.99 you can watch Tommy Lee.
Fucking unreal.
How much? I just can't believe that you never get a penny for that. You're like one of these old black blues singers, and all the white guys steal your songs.
Yeah, there you go. Right? Yeah, I guess maybe. I mean, I don't know history-wise if that's ever happened to anybody else, but maybe sometimes being the first isn't necessarily the best.
No, but still one more just insane chapter when people are, eulogizing you at your funeral many years from now. One more interesting, bizarre story involving Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Well, let me give a plug to your new music. Andro is the album. We'll be listening. It's available tomorrow wherever you listen to music. And you can check out TommyLee.com to find out anything. I guess the tours will be starting up next year.
Yes, next June is slotted for. Well, we'll see. But that's the plan so far.
Tell your wife, Brittany, that it's starting to cool off at night, and that pool's going to get a few degrees cooler over the next few weeks, and I need to see her in that pool.
I am going to take a picture of her in it because she's not following the Dr. Adams orders, and that's not good.
It will.
She's still battling. Like she's gone and she's checked. She just yesterday had another scan of some stuff in her heart. They're saying that it might be something that's causing the panic. I mean, I feel bad. She's really trying to get to the bottom of what is causing the anxiety. What the fuck is it? So
I'm telling you, I know this sounds insane, but if she starts taking that cold water plunge, it will change her for the better. It will help her anxiety, and it will aid her. And, otherwise you start going down the road of pills and medications and things like that. And then there's the kind of the healer stuff, but a lot of the healer stuff is it's you indulging your anxiety. I told her, and I'll tell you, my audience has heard it enough, so I'll make it short. But when we were taping Loveline on MTV, Dr. Drew had a panic attack, and he had to stop taping and go to his room. He was having a panic attack. Wow. And, where I come from, there's no such thing as food allergies or panic attacks, So I walked into his dressing room, and everyone was gathered around him. And I said, what's going on? We got to finish taping the show. And they said, Dr. Drew's having a panic attack. And people are like fanning him and asking if he was okay. And I just looked at him and I go, get your fucking ass back on stage. We're going right now. I'll do the talking. You have your panic attack. Don't say shit. We're rolling. And he got up and he walked out and it cured him. Like he literally snapped back. One call. He was back.
Wow.
It's like
that makes sense.
What you need at that point is a bucket of ice water on your head, not people fanning you, wanting to know if you're okay.
Yeah, so it's sort of fanning you with flames.
Good.
Right? Like, Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, you should be doing the stand-up. Now I got to learn how to play the drums. All right, Tommy, can you tweet? What are you going to do? Tweet us that picture?
Yes, I will.
Yes, tell her I love her and tell her I'm doing it. Look, I was in the pool this morning at my house. I do it every day, too. She got to do it.
That's so cool, dude. I'm going to make her do it.
Make her do it for 5 days in a row and tell me if it hasn't changed her for the better.
I will do that. I will do that.
Thanks.
Because we've tried everything over here except that. So that's next.
All right. Thanks, Tommy Lee. Good seeing you, brother.
You got it. You got it, buddy. You stay safe. It's great seeing your pretty face again. And I'll see you soon, buddy.
Thanks. A great Tommy Lee, y'all. Last but not least, Red Cap. Comfort done right. Making workwear and uniforms since 1923. Latest project is the The Trucker Tab. You guys have heard about the Trucker Tab. They're giving $50,000 worth of tab at the Cracker Barrel for the long hauler. So check them out at Trucker Tab and donate like I did. TruckerTab.com. All right. So West Palm Beach, Florida, the Improv. That'll be November 20th and 21st. Also doing live stand-up and live podcasts there as well. And we're doing a Reasonable Doubt as well on Saturday, a matinee show. You go to AdamCarolla.com and find out all about everything I'm doing. I'm Your Emotional Support Animal is up, and you can get it and leave a review. I will read it and check out our YouTube page, because why not? So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Sharae Moore and Tommy Lee and Bald and Gina saying mahalo.